Okay, so I'm at 226 Pine Brook. I'm doing the third floor and the second floor for this video. All right, you can see the supply for the AC and the heat is over there. All right, we checked everything inside this bedroom. Everything seemed fine. The ceiling fan isn't working. It has a separate remote and I couldn't get it to work. Okay. Floors have a little bit of staining. There's a little bit of squeaking when you walk, but it's nothing that can't be repaired. See a deep scratch over here. One of the things we check for is just to make sure that the doors line up properly and there's no issues there. You have a whole house fan over here, and that's the switch. Right there. You have a bulb that's out over here in the hallway. Over here is the third floor bathroom. One of the things we look for is to make sure that where the pipes enter the walls, that they're nice and sealed up so no mice can get in if they get into the structure. And you can see that waste pipe, there's a little bit of an opening over there. You're going to want to repair that. The toilet seat is cracked, so you're going to want to take care of that. The floor definitely looks like you can use some grout. All right, you don't want the tiles to come loose. The tub definitely needs grout as well. You have a jacuzzi and it works fine. Right? One of the other things that we check for is to see if the shower body, fixtures, anything are loose or leaking. Those are working fine. All right. You have a ground fault circuit interrupter over here, and this is required anywhere where there's water, and you can see that it trips. It works fine. You have an exhaust fan which goes up to the roof with a heat lamp. So make sure you run that exhaust fan at least 20 minutes after you shower. Okay, I'm in the bedroom over here. This fan isn't working, so I don't know exactly why. The wall is paneling, so I don't know if you want to improve that. The floor, they put down a pergola floor. You can see how it sort of ends right to where it meets the carpet. There's a little bit of staining up on the ceiling. Obviously, we know that there's some issues with the roof because we went over that in the video. This door needs to be trimmed over here. And there's no smoke or carbon monoxide detectors that are standalone, right? It looks like you have one with the monitoring system for the alarm, but if the seller sells the house and cancels their subscription, then you have no working smoke or carbon monoxide detectors. Okay. Over here you can see a little damage to the drywall. You know, some little drywall flaws here. Some patching over here. Some dirt. I'm sure you guys plan on doing some painting. All right. The light over here for the hallway isn't working. So that's something you're going to have to hopefully just change the bulb. And then in this bedroom you have a ceiling fan which is working. That's good. We noticed in the corner of the floor over here, it's got a slope down over here in this corner. All right, so I don't know exactly what happened over here, but it could be just from age, framing, design, or it could be maybe the flashing from the chimney leaked at some point and rotted some of the floor over there. So, you know, usually houses are over-engineered, so you don't have to take it apart. But if you plan on doing, you know, any kind of renovations, it would probably be a good idea to investigate it and repair it as you need to. Right? And, you know, these are oak floors. For the most part, like I said, they're in pretty good shape. You know, a couple minor pet stains, a couple scratches, things. You can sand them. You know, the nail heads don't look like they're becoming exposed yet. So if you want to take a couple areas that you want to improve the finish, you should be able to sand it no problem. And then they put that little pergo floor over in this closet. Right, they did a little cottage cheese ceiling to give some texture. You can change that if you'd like. The light for this closet is behind the door over here. The door does close if you give it a little bit of force. You can see there's a little settlement crack, and that's pretty common, you know, and you can hear the squeaking of the floors. That just means that the finished floor is coming loose from the subfloor. And then in the bathroom over here, this ground fault circuit interrupter, like I stated in the other bathroom, it should trip. It doesn't. You know, I have a tester here that's supposed to trip the circuit, and it doesn't. These are mechanical devices, and they just have to be changed every once in a while. It says on there to test monthly. See if I can see, test unit monthly. Nobody ever does that. So it's always a good idea occasionally just to press this and make sure that it works. If it doesn't trip, you got to change it. And then on the sink, you know, the glazing is a little bit chipped over here. And this trap, you're only supposed to use smooth pipe for a sink trap. And you can see that this is a corrugated pipe, and the configuration of this is pretty bad. So you're probably going to want to improve this. I don't know if you guys have plans on redoing kitchens or bathrooms, you know, but that's pretty minor to do. And the toilets, we always check to make sure they're nice and secure. They're all nice and secure. This shower enclosure, you can see there's a crack on the tile, and the actual tile base looks like it's been repaired somewhat with some caulking and stuff. So, you know, you may want to regrout this whole entire shower pan. Unfortunately, shower stalls are notorious for leaking. They will leak at some point, and usually they'll be repaired from underneath instead of breaking up the tiles. But again, I don't know if, you know, you plan on doing a renovation. If you go to break up these tiles, given some of the prior repairs, you may find a little bit of damage. So it's always a good idea to set aside some money when you're doing renovations, just for some unforeseen. So if a project's going to cost $5,000 to do, set aside an extra $500, so while everything's open, they can repair any wood, and that way you can fix whatever issues may come up. And then for the steps over here, you're missing a graspable handrail. You see over here you have a graspable handrail. There's no graspable handrail over here. And that concludes the third and second floor. Next one will be the first floor.